Hello and welcome to the TryLine podcast. I'm your host, Bo. This is my co-host, Danny. How you going, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, good. What did you think of the round of footy?
Yeah, it's a good round of footy. Although there was quite a few injuries there.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of injuries. I'm just going to rattle them off for you, mate. So we got Dylan Edwards, injured his hand. Tom Eisenhuth, injured his ribs. Spencer Lemieux, shoulder. Brandon Smith, shoulder. Bradman Best, elbow. Joseph Tarpany, ankle. Curtis Scott, rib. Sebastian Chris, Ryan James both got concussion. Ben Hunt hurt his leg. Peter Hiku's knee. Jerry Marshall King's foot. Wade Graham concussion. Sione Katoa PCL. Mitchell Moses, Britt Nicore, Will Kennedy all concussion.
Jesus.
Jacob Spivey leg, and also Ruben Cotter got a concussion there. But the team that we think was affected the most was the Roosters, right? So Lindsay Collins concussion, but Luke Keary and Lachlan Lamb both suffered knee injuries.
Yeah, Luke Keary's a massive one out for the rest of the season. Lachlan Lamb, round 8 to 10. That means they're going to need new halves.
Yep.
So I thought we'd go through and see who we think that would be. Lindsay Collins is a big out concussion. That says round 4 or 5 on my sheet, but you know how they are with concussions. They won't rush them back. They've got a history of sitting players.
Yeah.
Lamb and Keary. Now, the safe option is Sam Walker and Drew Hutchinson. That's probably where they're going to go.
Yep.
I was thinking outside the box because you're not going to have Lamb back till at the earliest round 8. I reckon they bring someone that's already in the team into that 6th spot, like a James Tedesco or Joey Manu. That's where my head's at. Okay. And then you can bring in the young bloke Sawali into the side, who had he was playing the New South Wales Cup at centre. He's obviously a fullback as well. I don't know if they'd throw him straight into fullback, but you could always bring him on the wing, even throw Brett Morris back to fullback.
Okay.
I don't know. Where's your head out there?
To be honest, I do think Drew Hutchinson, Sam Walker is the way to go. I think
that's how they will go.
Yeah, Teddy's the best fullback in the game. Why are you going to switch positions?
I don't know. I just think they need a long-term option. I don't think they should go Hutchinson and Walker. I think they should go away from Hutchinson. Walker's going to come in. He's probably going to do a good job. They've had big raps on him for a while.
Yep.
But they can't wait till round 8 to win games. Like they got to think about winning games now because their season is hanging in the balance already with that amount of injuries. Luke Keary being out for the year, still no ETA on Jake Friend or Boyd Cordner. I think they need someone that's going to do a job. James Tedesco is averaging 40 touches a game. He's playing in the front line anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Get him the ball. He gets the ball more. Yes, he's the best fullback in the comp. He's probably the best player in the comp. I think he can make the adjustment. A lot of people talked about Joey Manu. I think he's one of the best centers in the comp.
Mm.
Get him the ball. I don't... Is Drew Hutchinson going to break the game for you?
Probably not.
That's where my head's at anyway. I don't know. Let us know who you think will be in the halves. I will say I do think they will go Hutchinson, Walker.
Yeah.
I just don't think they should go that way. That's what I'm saying.
You said before, Tedesco's the best fullback in game, arguably the best player. Joey Manu is one of the best centers.
Yeah.
I reckon just keep him there. They're doing a job there, so...
But if you do move him, then you can bring Suwali into the side.
Yeah, I know you can bring Suwali into the side.
Who's probably still can't get into this team. And that's another guy that can break the game open for you. They say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a discussion to have. I'm really looking forward to Team List Tuesday. I think they'll name a huge squad. They'll probably have a 21-man squad and keep us guessing right till kickoff.
Yep.
But anyway, as we usually do, we put it out to our Instagram, got some questions back. One of the obvious ones was from Jordan, spelt correctly with D-O-N, Jordan. Another one of our mates will be happy with that. Thoughts on the Raiders game and the BS that happened? Now, I'm probably in the minority here. I really, really like Henry Perinara as a referee.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. He's always been my favourite referee.
Yep.
That forward pass call was some of the worst stuff I've seen on a footy field. That was just terrible. Backed up by that touch he's called in the Knights game on the Sunday. That was horrendous as well.
Yeah.
But the worst thing about the Henry Perinara call here was he stopped.
Yeah, he was
going to call it.
Yeah.
And then he just let play run through. And then we had the aftermath. Ricky Stewart obviously didn't talk to the media after the game. He said that pretty much went there and said, I'm only here so I don't get fined. Interesting, Perinara wasn't even meant to ref this game. It was meant to be Matt Checken, who got sick. Henry Perinara was already down there for a cup game, so they gave him the job.
Okay.
I didn't know this, but NRL on 9 put out on their Facebook page, it's a well-known fact that Perinara and Ricky Stewart don't like each other. Which
really?
I didn't know that was well-known, because I didn't know. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
But apparently they don't like each other from the days that Perinara played at the Sharks and Ricky Stewart sacked him.
Oh, yeah?
So I don't think that's got anything to do with the way he called the game. Personally, I just don't see that. But
No.
it adds another layer to this story. And Ricky Stewart has now been cited for allegedly dropping the F-bomb directed at Perinara, which he's denied having done.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, that call was woeful. I saw it, he stopped, and I was like, yeah, that's a forward pass. That's fair. Then he watered the try.
You know, some passes, like, if it's a forward pass, it's a scrum, and then some, if they're that bad, it's a penalty. It's like a blatant forward pass.
Yeah.
That was a penalty. That's how forward that was.
Mate, that was a bad pass.
It was such a bad pass.
And I can't believe he didn't call it. With Ricky, I believe him. I don't reckon he would have...
Yeah, well, he went to the press conference after and was stoic in saying, I don't want to say anything against the refs because I've got 20k over my head, so I'm not going to say it. So why, like, if he's going to do that, why just go up to him and swear at him? Like, that's where I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't believe him, because he said he was venting his frustration and it wasn't directed towards anyone.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Yeah, well, we'll find out that apparently the NRL are going to review Fox's footage and see if there's anything there. But yeah, interesting, but terrible call. Absolutely terrible. The touchies call on the Sunday game.
From the Knights-Tigers game.
Some of the worst stuff
I could not believe that. Like, the ball touched the sideline and then old mate jumped out of the field of play. Like, you can't be missing that.
Even watching it live, I was on live stream and I said, he didn't get back in the field of play, did he?
No, he didn't. No.
But the touchy was half a foot away.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, NRL JT asks, do you reckon round 4 will be very one-sided? We do our tips on the Wednesday show, so we won't go through it all, but the first few games look pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, the first 3 I think it was.
Yeah, they're all paying $1.04 or something, the 3 of them.
Yeah. The next few are...
There's always toss-ups. There's a couple of toss-ups I looked at later in the week that could go either way. But the first few games, they're pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Lockie said, do you think the Cowboys will play better or worse without Michael Morgan next year? Now, I've spoken about this a little bit. We don't know what he's doing yet. He hasn't retired. People keep asking me to say, well, what do you think of Michael Morgan's retirement? He hasn't retired yet.
Yeah.
They're just looking at it. For anyone that doesn't know, he's had a chronic shoulder injury for a couple of years now. And last year was especially bad. He had surgery and then that got infected post-surgery, which was very unlucky. Ended up keeping him out most of the year. Even when he come back, he wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
Personally, on a personal level, I really like him. I've always liked him as a player. I'd like to see him play on. I hope he does what's best for him and his family, and only he can make that decision. If he does retire, though, frees up a lot of cash.
What's he on?
He's on good money. I don't have it in front of me, but from memory, he's on good money.
Okay.
Maybe Adam Reynolds.
Yeah,
Maybe they make a play for Adam Reynolds.
Yeah.
And if Todd Payton still hasn't won games, the Cowboys aren't going to muck around. So they'll move the coach on. Like if he's not winning games, so maybe Bennett and Reynolds to the Cowboys.
Bennett.
Well, Bennett's shown he's keen to coach on. He's not going to be at South next year.
Yeah.
He's keen to keep going. Like almost any team would take him. So I don't know, and I feel like Adam Reynolds will go wherever Bennett goes if he goes anywhere. So I don't know, but Adam Reynolds,
it's possible. Yeah, it would be a good replacement.
A great replacement.
Yeah.
But I don't want him to retire. Personally,
me neither. I think he's a good player.
He's a good player. And you want him to retire on his own terms too.
Yeah.
For him. For the last one, Gaza 2043. It's weird that they put these numbers in their names. Can the Broncos keep getting wins? Well, not this week. Not for me.
Who they got?
They got Melbourne in Melbourne, coming off back-to-back losses.
Yeah. No, they're not winning this week. But I can see them winning a few more games throughout the year. I think.
Yep.
Well, we'll talk about their game on the weekend a little bit later, but I think they can.
I like their side. Yeah. I've said this. I like their side. I still think Dearden needs to start, but I've always liked their squad. I really like Payne Haas. I think they have a great forward pack.
Payne Haas, Matt Lodge,
Yeah,
really
Matt
good front
Lodge.
rowers if when they're healthy.
Yeah,
when
Pangai
they're fit
Jr.
and healthy. Yeah, Pangai Jr.
Pat Carrigan. They're all good players, man.
They're all really good players. Jordan Ricky, he's coming through. He's looking good.
Like that forward pack, just a couple of names we rattled off there, gets you a little bit excited, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really like their squad. So I can see them winning games. Again on the weekend, their halves done nothing for me.
Yeah.
They done nothing for me. I can't see what anyone sees in them personally, but I do think they'll win a couple of games. Let's get into the games. What happened on Thursday night?
Rightio. So we had a really good game, cracker of a game, sorry. Panthers beat the Storm 12-10. Could have gone either way. Unlucky for Olam there. Maybe he's bombed 2 game winners in 2 weeks.
How doesn't he pass the ball?
Yeah. Well, last week, kicks on second tackle with a whole set in Parramatta's half, and then this week, doesn't pass to an unmarked winger. Gets held up.
This was just such a good game to watch.
Yeah.
Like counter punch, the whole game. Couple of stars were missing from this game. Didn't take anything away from it. I thought it was an awesome game.
Yeah.
Now, the Storm go up 10-6 with about 15 to go, and they're up 10-6 until about 2 to go. How many games have you seen them lose when they're up with like 10 to go?
Ugh.
Like
Not many.
Cameron Smith steers them home, mate.
Yeah.
If they're up with 10 to go, he gets you home. That's the difference. That's why he's one of the best to ever play.
Yeah.
He would have just kicked to the corner, managed everyone, slowed it down, managed the ruck. They would have got home. Now, Kurt Capewell's try for me was just something different.
Unbelievable, eh?
Caught the ball at a standing start. Took on. I think he ended up beating 3 defenders. Just wanted to get there more than anyone else on the field.
Yeah.
Thought it was outstanding. What did you make of the last play?
The last play?
The last play, Kickout's try saver there.
Oh, mate, that was a good effort from him. He came from bloody the other end of the field.
Came from off his back.
Yeah, got he got knocked down.
Yeah.
Got right back up, chased the play, and ended up getting his hands underneath the ball. So, mate, that was a really good play for him.
I thought it was so funny because he was down. You could see it on the footage. He was down, and I think he thought they were going to score on the other side, and he was like a little bit milking a penalty there.
Yeah.
When they started coming back the other way, he gets up, tracks the ball, gets there. I thought that was so good to watch.
Yeah.
Really good finish. Just quickly, the contest off the kickoff. I thought that should have been a penalty to the Storm. Because they kicked short, and Crichton and one of the Melbourne players went up for the ball, and they argued. I think it was Remus Smith. They argued that Melbourne knocked it back, and then Mitch Kenny knocked it on.
Mm.
But for mine, Crichton touched the ball. So Crichton touches the ball, and then Mitch Kenny gets the ball. Then that's offside. So, but they argued that, and I put it up on my TikTok. Crichton obviously touched the ball, in the contest, and they even reviewed it, and they said that he didn't touch it, but. Oh, well, that's what happened. They still had a chance to win the game, and they didn't get it done. So, 3 points for that one was to Munster, who deserved it. I thought he was great. Matt Burton got 2. He was outstanding for a guy that's been in New South Wales Cup.
Yep.
Huge pickup for the Bulldogs next year. And Brian Toho got 1. On to the next.
Rightio. Dragons, they defeat Manly 38-12. So, Manly are in all sorts at the moment.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on with them, and surely it's not just because they're missing Turbo. There's something else that's wrong there.
No, they got bigger problems, man.
And
They're
I
in a
can't
massive
put my
hole.
finger on it.
I mean, Cherry Evans is copping a lot of slack, and he's going to do that. He's the halfback. He's going to get that. He's the halfback. He's their marquee player, but
Yeah.
there's not a lot going on around him, is there?
No, there's nothing.
Jeez, I think they've been terrible. The Dragons, we said it last week. We thought they'd have too many points for him, and they did. And that was pretty much the tale of the game. Norman didn't get any points in this game. It was Lomax, Ben Hunt, and Paul Vaughan. I thought Norman was really, really solid.
Yeah.
He looked really good. Really interested to see how he goes with no Ben Hunt. How the whole team goes with no Ben Hunt. I think they're in a bit of trouble there. Zach Lomax's first try, I thought was just really, really good. He plucked it out of the air on a cross-field kick.
Oh, mate, that catch was unbelievable.
Mate, that was like an AFL grab.
Yeah.
Like, at speed too. So that was good, but overall the game wasn't fantastic. Good win for the Dragons, but the Seagulls, they got huge issues.
Yeah, huge. Anyway, on to the next. Souths defeat the Roosters 26-16. We said this time and time again. Bunny time on the ball, they'll win a game.
Yep.
And they completed about 76%, so...
They just the Roosters threw the game away in the first half. They were not there. They were nowhere in the first half. I'm just gonna give me a sec. I'm gonna rattle this off, right?
Yep.
So the Roosters, the Rabbitohs win 26-16.
Yeah.
Okay. The first half shows how much this team misses Cordner and Friend. Their leadership, right?
Yep.
Their whole first half, emotionally, they're all over the place. Penalties, rubbish. It was crazy. So they had 3 errors in the first 5 minutes, right, which led to a Rabbitohs try. Then they get back in the arm wrestle. Bam, 2 errors in 2 minutes. Rabbitohs score again, right? Then this is the best one. They get back in the arm wrestle again. In the space of 3.5 minutes, error, 6 again, error, penalties, Bunnies score. Yeah, 14-0. And then the last one for the half, in the space of 1 minute, 6 again, error, try, South, 18-0.
Mate, that's tough.
Like, what are we doing? And then to compound all that, the penalties, the rubbish, Jared Hargraves come on, was just, he was just trying to take out Jai Arrow. They played Jai Arrow more than they played South in the first half.
Yeah.
The game was dead set over at half time. And then they come out, they play a little bit better in the second half, kind of make it a little bit closer, 26-16 at the end. I was so disappointed with their first half. And now they're missing players. They're in a huge hole now. It's funny how much can change in a week. Last week, they're flying high. They've smashed 2 teams who have really done nothing. And now they come out and they're not a top 4 side for mine.
Yeah, well,
I didn't have them making top 4, but you did.
I did,
You can't have them in the top 4 anymore.
No, well, definitely not. Well, not with the injuries that they've got. I said that the Storm, they wouldn't make it. But, mate, even though they're 1 and 2, they've played...
I thought they've been solid.
Yeah, mate, they've been real solid.
But they've had a tough start to the year too.
Yeah, very tough.
So anyway, they were terrible, especially in the first half. I thought Souths were good, and they were always going to be up for this game. They always get up for the Roosters.
Yep.
Latrell, I think he's one of the form players of the competition. He was outstanding again, gets the man of the match. Cody Walker is a different beast when your team's going forward. If they're on top, Cody Walker plays some of his best footy. So
yeah, for sure.
They were always going to win if they were going well.
Rightio, on to the next. This is a big game. The Warriors beat the Raiders 34-31. Now, how about that comeback?
Yeah, it was just crazy, but I tipped the Warriors, right? And I was pretty happy. Yeah, obviously not many people tipped the Warriors. I got a little bit of slack for that. But the Raiders should have won this game. They just run out of troops. They run out of speed. 25-6, I think, at halftime. You've got to close that game out.
Yeah. You
just have to. And then I thought the Warriors score first in the second half. I thought, oh, hang on, there's a chance here. And then the Raiders hit back 5 minutes later, 31-10 with 30 to go. Game's over, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's what you'd think.
Jesus. And then, but it seemed like it just freed up the Warriors after that. The Warriors just started playing a bit of touch footy. I thought Nikorima was awesome.
Yeah, Nikorima was
just
good.
Started, and then it looked like they were having fun. The whole team looked like they were having fun.
Yeah.
Pompey scores with a little over 2 minutes on the clock. Tell me what your thoughts are on the last play.
When RTS comes over and, oh, mate, I was happy because, RTS is my dream team, so that's points there. But, man, it was a good game. Good game to watch that second half.
I thought that's probably one of the best try savers I've seen.
Yeah, 100%. And Rapana can finish.
Oh, can finish.
Yeah, can finish, and it was good to watch.
It shows you the difference between a great fullback and a good fullback. Makes that effort at the end of the game. Is in the position to make that effort.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about Matt Duffy. Matt Duffy gets a lot of prompts from his team because he's a good support player. He scores a lot of tries, a lot of long range tries. But defensively, we've always had issues with where he's on the field.
Yeah.
In defense. RTS was never going to be out of position to save that try. He puts himself in positions to make those plays.
Yeah. Well, we got to think about it. He'd already run for about 250 metres that game.
Yeah.
So, mate, he'd be tired.
And he works harder than most of the fullbacks out there.
Yeah.
He will have a hit up, one off the ruck. He will do so much for that side, and he's still in a position to work hard enough to get there to save the game. I think he's such a big loss to this game.
Yeah,
at the end of the year. But yeah, that's Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, man of the match. Cody Nikorima gets the 2. Josh Hodgson gets the 1. Raiders feel like this will be the one that got away.
Yeah, definitely. Rightio, on to the next. Broncos beat the Bulldogs 24-0. Was kind of a bit of an arm wrestle for the first 60 minutes, and then at around the 60-minute mark, the Bulldogs kind of just fell apart, or the Broncos found their footing or something. I don't know.
It's just... we're excited to see this game, just to see how the Bulldogs would attack. You know what I mean? Because you knew they were going to get some opportunities against the Broncos. Their attack was so poor.
Yeah.
I think to be beaten by 0 2 weeks in a row, massive danger signs. I think their forward pack just isn't cutting it right now.
Yeah.
The Broncos, I mean, their halves didn't impress me. I thought Asako's ball running was really good.
Yeah.
I thought he created 2 tries just off his own back, just running hard, wanting it more than the defence. So I thought that was a highlight. Other than that, not a lot to this game. Huge test next week. Melbourne in Melbourne, coming off back-to-back losses.
Yeah, no, there's no way that they're going to win that game.
I mean, training will be a little bit easier this week, coming off a win. Like, they were under some massive pressure there, so there'll be some smiles, some laughs around training, but they got a huge game this week. Yeah,
definitely. And I'm thinking maybe time to get rid of Croft. Croft's he's been doing nothing. Milford, I thought Milford did okay.
Yeah, one of them's got to go, and I've said my preference would be Croft.
Yeah, I think Croft has to go.
But they won't change anything after a win now.
Yeah.
But Jesus, there'll be some questions to answer after next week, I think.
Yeah, surely. Righty, on to the next. Parramatta defeat the Sharks 28-4. Was a good close game around half time. Then Sharks, they just lost all their bench players.
They just lost everyone.
Yeah, well, this is what happened. For the Broncos when Para played them. So you remember Broncos were up 16-0 or whatever it was, and then they were down to one bench player.
Yeah, well, that brings up the argument about an 18th man, which we'll talk about. But now the Sharks got beaten by 24 points, but hang with me, I thought they were good.
Yeah,
I thought they were very solid. They had no one on the bench after half time.
Yeah,
they had players out there that had to play huge minutes. Aaron Woods had to play massive minutes. And they were in the arm wrestle, and I thought they were going the better. I thought they were playing a little bit better than Para.
And
good. I thought the turning point was when they busted the line and Jack Williams made the break, and then he kicks it on like second or third tackle. And then from then on, it was all Para, and it seemed like it deflated the whole team.
Yeah. And
Para, to their credit, ran in 3 tries in 10 minutes, and then just run away with it. Para beat who they meant to beat. That's what you can expect from them. Like, they need to win these games. Doesn't matter how they win them. So it doesn't really matter about these games. It's about the bigger games. But as long as they're winning games, good on them. Massive point for the Parramatta Eels is they got it done without Moses. For mine, that's the one positive out of this game.
Will Smith filled in there, and he had a game.
I thought he was solid.
Yeah, he was very solid. Was really good with his positional play.
Yeah, a little bit scary for you, mate. Gutherson gets 3 points in that one. So the tattoo's building.
No, not scary. I'd be happy to get a tattoo in Gutho.
All right.
All right, on to Sunday. So we got the Tigers. Bit of an upset here. Beat the Knights 24-20. Tigers, mate, they just seemed like they wanted it more.
Yeah.
Completed 87%, whereas Knights only completed 67%. So you're not going to win many games completing that low of a rate.
How good was Dewey?
Mate, he was real good.
I thought Dewey was so good.
Dewey was awesome.
I thought their kicking game was a lot better than last week, which wasn't hard. Their kicking game last week was atrocious. This week, Dewey and Brooks both dropping it just a half a centimetre out from the line. They found a game plan early, bomb Shabisky. They done that for the rest of the game.
That worked.
Have you seen a worse performance? The poor bloke on the wing. It got to the point where he was terrified to go near the ball.
Yeah.
Like that last bomb that they put out, he wanted nothing to do with it. He didn't want to be in the vicinity. It's like they just all let it land because he's like, I'm not touching this. I'm not knocking it on again. Yeah. And then the last play where the centre throws it out the back, like Shabisky could have picked up the ball. He just wanted the game to end.
Yeah.
He's like, I've had enough of this. I thought the Tigers were the far better side, but they just kept shooting themselves in the foot. Like they would get into a position where they can win the game, and then they'd drop the ball, like give away a penalty. But they end up getting it done in the end. They scored late. Dewey, 3 points, well deserved.
Yeah, Dewey. Luke Brooks had a pretty good game too.
Yeah, he got 2 points and Safidi got 1. So I think Safidi's polled every game.
Mate, how good is he?
Yeah, he's really going good. Really well.
Rightio, on to the last game of the week. Your boys, the Cowboys, get beaten by the Titans, 44-8. So what's going on with the Cowboys at the moment, mate?
Well, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I've got no energy. A bit like them. They've got no direction, no desperation. Like last week, our 4th and 5th tackle options were terrible. Apparently, our go-to play is a hit up for Jordan McLean off the ruck.
Okay.
They've hit that about 7 times in the last 2 weeks on the 4th tackle in good ball, so that's working really well for them. I thought Val back at fullback was okay. Drinkwater and him had no chemistry.
Yep.
The ball went to ground, felt like 1,000 times. I will say one positive, and it was after the game. Maguire's post-match interview with Fox was good. Like he seemed pissed off, seemed fed up, seemed like they'd had enough. You know what? The whole fan base has had enough. We've had enough of watching people that get paid a lot of money not do a lot of work.
Yeah. And
seem like they don't want to do work. You mentioned it last week, Cohen Hess, maybe time to move on. I thought some of his defensive decisions yesterday were atrocious.
Well, that's what I was saying last week. He's a liability on the defensive end.
Oh, one of them, especially late in the game, didn't even look like he wanted to play, and he just let him pump up the middle. The Titans were solid without being outstanding, I thought.
Yeah.
They were missing Ash Taylor, so to run up 44 points is pretty good.
Yep.
Dave Fafita was outstanding. He just, every time he got the ball, didn't look like he was going to be tackled. I said all week that I thought he was going to go over. He loves playing the Cowboys, but he was good.
Yeah, almost unstoppable one-on-one, you reckon?
Yeah, mate, yesterday, he was unstoppable one-on-one. They needed heaps of people around the ball. Now, I'm biased. It makes me angry. And I remember we've been friends a long time. When the Eels were down and out, you would be angry about that as well.
Yeah.
So from outside looking in, what do you think? What needs to happen for the Cowboys? Because I can't. It's a rage thing for me. I look at it, not biased.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys have a good team. They've got the talent there for sure. But yeah, maybe it's.
You think it's an attitude thing?
It might be, yeah. Because you saw some of those breaks made by the Titans. Some of the Cowboys just jogging back.
Yep.
Like Cohen Hess, there was that big gap between him and who's his centre?
I can't. Justin O'Neill, I think, was on that side.
Justin O'Neill.
Yes,
there was a big gap there between someone,
yeah.
And he turned around after they made a break and was just kind of like slowly jogging back.
Defense is attitude, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
They all know how to tackle at that point. Like if you're in the NRL, you know how to tackle. So it's just wanting to tackle.
Yeah,
and it doesn't look like they half of them want to be there.
Yeah, maybe I think maybe a similar plan to what Mike Maguire does. Like if you're not performing there, you get dropped.
Yeah,
because Cohen Hess, he's been at the Cowboys there for a fair while now, and maybe he thinks that he's just going to get the start. Yeah,
so, that's a good point. Maybe he's taking it for granted.
Yeah, maybe taking it for granted, gotten a little bit too comfortable there. I think maybe chuck him on the bench because he's a good player. Like he can be a good player. He played for Queensland.
I think we're harping on Cohen Hess. He's not the only problem at the Cowboys.
Yeah, no.
Okay, no. I thought the hookers, both of them were atrocious yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? Robson.
Yeah. Some
of his 4th tackle players, mate, unbelievable.
I thought both hookers were atrocious, and I thought the kicking game was terrible. They had no idea what they were trying to achieve at all. I could talk for hours about the Cowboys. Seriously, they just. I want to see some effort. I don't really care if we win or lose. It doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
But it's similar to what the situation the Knights were in when they come last. Their whole fan base could see that they were trying. They weren't winning games. They didn't have a lot of talent. They just couldn't get over the line, but they were trying every week. They were busting their ass and they were losing games. But you know what? The fans were coming every week.
Yeah.
They could see the effort. You can't see the effort here for mine. And you can't see it with Manly either.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
And that's a huge issue for mine. Like the Bulldogs last year, everyone could see that they were trying to achieve something. This year, I think they've gone a little bit backwards. But that's all we want to see. For mine, the Cowboys are bottom 2. right now.
Yeah, they're not looking good.
It's not looking good. I can't see a win on the horizon. Anyway, we'll be back Wednesday. Hopefully a little bit cheerier. You know, it's only yesterday the Cowboys lost, so I go like this, and then I kind of peak again.
Yeah.
So I'll be back. I'll be
right back down on the weekend.
I'll be back up on Wednesday. But anyway, let us know anything you want us to talk about on Wednesday. I'm really excited to see the Roosters team list.
Yep.
Excited for the week of footy. Like I said, the first couple of games will probably be pretty easy to pick, and then we'll build into the weekend, long weekend, Easter weekend. Really excited for that. 4 days off, or 4 days of footy. We'll see you Wednesday.